Hello.
Hello, everyone.
The usual pre-dance to the music.
Yeah, it gets the energy levels up and now I'm warm.
Just a small amount of exercise. That's all it takes.
Yeah, just bouncing in a chair, got the music on. How's everyone?
Yeah, welcome back to the stream. It's been a while. I think about 3 weeks now already.
Nope, less than that.
Okay, I lie.
We've got 2 backyards to cover that have happened in between now and when we were last online.
This is great timekeeping there. So we got Kinloss and Devon and Cornwall backyard.
Yep.
Both of them on the 31st of August. They were the second and third ones of this.
Of the new calendar period.
Of the new qualifying period, which we're going to take a look at a little bit later on.
I'll explain what's going on there because nothing is intuitive.
Yeah, we've some might have seen already. We made a little image kind of explaining the bronze medal, the silver medal,
kind of the timeline of things.
Yeah, so we'll have a brief look into that. What else we got? We've had so 2 backyards.
Yep. And
then coming up, we also have
next weekend.
we
have Cowshed, Return of the Cow.
Yeah, Return of the Cow.
And
4 Nations event. Finally.
Rasselbock.
And then we've got Owen. Finally, we're back again.
We'll try not to show too much bias.
Oh, no.
We are very excited.
Definitely not the best backyard in the world. So, it's got a slightly different one today. We don't have a regular guest. We've got a surprise guest.
It's not a surprise. We've already told everyone.
Okay. We don't have a surprise guest, but I'll pretend it's a surprise and no one knows about it.
Yeah, everyone forget and we'll make it a surprise. So, I guess we shall start with Kinloss.
Yeah, chat about the first ever backyard up in Scotland. Well, the first one in Kinloss in Scotland.
It wasn't just a backyard, it was a whole running festival, so I think they had a marathon, a 10k, a 5k, and there was a lot going on, a lot of moving pieces, so big ups to those guys for pulling it off and just seeing positive things about Kinloss, so that looked great.
Yeah, no, it's I think it worked out as the flattest backyard in the UK.
Yes, it takes place on like an airbase.
Yes.
So you can't have a bumpy runway.
Well, yeah, no, you probably shouldn't have a bumpy runway. The night sections were run on the airport on the runways. I think we have a picture.
We've got a picture of what these poor people were running on through the night. The day route I think was grass and gorse, but as you can see on the screen here, it's just in the night hours, just heading down the road and knowing at some point you'll be turning and in the meantime, just carry on one foot in front of the other.
Go along the road, and then when you get to the runway, take a right and just keep going for 2 kilometres.
Imagine being 25 hours in or something, and just the mind games you'd have to play to just keep focused or just keep going forward. At some point, there'll be a traffic cone or something, and I can turn around.
Yeah, literally all you can see is just darkness ahead of you.
Yeah, that must have. You'd end up wibbling around adding meters. It looked rough, but like mental game quite difficult. But everything under the foot. You're not going up any hills on an airport.
Yeah, so it's like the perfect one for me, pretty much.
Yeah, just switch the brain off and then just go.
So the winner. Who was the winner, Jonathan?
The winner was Cameron Grant.
Cameron Grant, well done. Definitely not looking at your notes there.
Cameron Grant, he got 26.
28?
No, I'm just completely wrong.
You're just making things up now.
All right, take the lead.
Okay, so Cameron Grant was the winner of the first ever Kinloss event, getting victory with 28 yards. They were, I think it was 15 finishers, 15 people got... No.
It's all wrong.
It's all
Cameron Grant got the assist. Okay, we're going to come at this from another
angle. You can
tell
we're really well prepared today.
Today was a struggle. We're here, but...
This whole week has been a struggle. So if anyone wants to kind of just correct us constantly in the chat, then please do.
Evidently, this is how the evening's going to go.
Yeah, we start off well.
Cameron Grant hit the assist with 27, leaving Pim Kuss with 28.
Okay.
He took the win. But not to jump straight into disrespecting these 2 runners who ran for over a day, but... This is their first ever event. they've shown what the course is capable of. I think, in terms of a course record, the door's wide open for a seasoned backyarder to just go there with one buddy, and
just keep going,
practice out with a 37 or something.
Yeah.
Kinloss could be one of these events that's
could be returning next year and just seeing
a
close to a 40.
These guys have paved the way with what can be done here. I feel like I've gone straight into discrediting their 28-hour runs, but they did a great job. Running, the people putting on the event did a great job.
So from what we've heard, it's just all been really good, positive,
and room for expansion with the numbers that they could really just knock that one out of the park.
And
flattest backyard in the country.
Don't think they've released the 2025 date yet, but it's on their plans. I think they're just kind of, obviously it's an airport. They have to get the permissions in quite early for those ones.
It might have been a case of we'll see how first year goes, and then we'll start work on year number 2. But everything that I've seen implies that they'll be back. Why not?
Yeah,
they look great.
So those who went to Golspie, it's not that far from Golspie. So if you're looking for a summer backyard and you're up north in Scotland, then maybe give it a check out next year.
If you're around there, you like the flat. There can't be a lot of flat up in like the north end of Scotland.
It's probably about the only point that you'll actually find some.
So that's grass, fields, and trails during the day, tarmac runway during the night.
Nice.
Good stuff.
Good event.
It's about all there is to say on Kinloss. Just smiles all round. Very flat.
If anyone watching went to Kinloss, then let us know how you did and what you thought of it, because everything we've heard has just been good stuff.
We'll keep an eye out for next year's event. Let everyone know when that's happening.
So moving on, exactly the same day, a more established, I think it's the 3rd year running now, Devon and Cornwall. It's a not-for-profit event, so all the profits go to bowel cancer charities, which is always a nice thing to do. They had runners, I think more runners than they've had in the past. Last year they had Rebecca Horman. She took the win with, I want to say 28.
27 is the course record.
Okay. And then this year, the person who gave the assist was actually the winner. So
say that one again.
So last year's assist was the winner this year.
Okay, so I had unfinished business, came back and took the crown?
Yes.
Or took the bowels.
Took the bowels.
The trophy, it was a 3D printed kind of digestive system, because it's all for charity, for bowel cancer charities and stuff. It's all non-profit, all very nice stuff. I saw the trophy, I was just like, is that what I think it is? It's full digestive tract. And
it's definitely unique.
Yeah, I thought it was great. I think it was kind of themed, on point. I think each runner had their number on a toilet roll.
Nice.
So it's a fun event.
But yeah, it's again, lots of people rave about this one. It's just very friendly little group, almost like a family of runners and organisers. They get a lot of the same people come back year after year, and yeah, it's just a nice backyard. So yeah, the winner this year was
Oliver Jones.
Yep.
And it actually was.
Yeah.
We're not.
You're not making that one last time. So he won with 26.
Just short of the course record, but a win's a win.
Yep.
You can only go as far as the person behind you.
Exactly. The assist from Martin Thompson on 25 yards. It's one that I think every now and again you'll end up just getting really, really random, like, big yards, depending on who turns up. But it's really good, really friendly family. Yeah, just
well established. Been here a lot longer than a lot of the other backyards. Feet firmly in the ground. Just happy to be here. Got their nice little community.
And so some of you remember Vic Owens. She was we talked to her a while ago. She's doing the 12 backyards in 12 months because
it's madness.
One's not enough. Vic was there. She was in the top 3 again. I think
top woman at the event.
Top female, yeah. I think that's probably 9 backyards she's done now.
I have lost count.
Yeah,
It crossed my mind earlier how many backyards is Vic on now, and
I think it's 9 this year. So it's
yeah. But we got a photo of Oliver Jones. I think it's either as he's finished his final yard or as he's heading out onto the one. I saw the video where he's heading out and he just looked full of spirit. You just when the second person has finally dropped out, I don't need to kind of conserve energy. I know this is my final 6 kilometers.
All I've got to do is get back.
So you see so many people going out on the last one. They're just like, they are perked right up. They know that when they get back, they can go to bed.
Literally, all they need to do is get back within that hour, and that's it. They've won.
I found this picture on Facebook. I'm just like, it's so good. He left a comment on one of the pictures. He was saying he went out the next morning to walk his dog, I think. And he was all over the place. He went to Tesco and he was cutting in line. He couldn't figure out how to get the trolley open. It's just, what a backyard will do to you after a day of running.
It's quite funny thinking that's what happens after 26 hours on the course. And you think of 108 hours.
Yeah, I mean, you'd have to look after someone for a while.
You need babysitting pretty much.
I did see something about a route change. And it was just one comment. I've not found anything about anything else. If anyone knows about a route change at Devon and Cornwall, I've missed it. I couldn't find it. I don't know if it made the course hillier. I don't know if people liked it more. Had to be there, I guess.
I think we need a new research assistant.
Oh.
So you sacked, sorry. Message from Tim Hyatt says Kinloss it was an RAF base, hence the runway, now an army base. He said it was an excellent event, really well organised by Martin Simpson. Runway overnight was tough, very disorientating at 3 o'clock. I managed to get third with 25 yards. Excuse me.
Which is
but that's what we kind of
day 2.
Yeah, that's kind of what we're imagining, being out on the runway, and it's right, we've got 2 kilometers of runway, and it's it's so wide,
swerving.
Yeah, just trying to stay.
If I gone past the turning, it must have been really difficult on the brain.
Yeah, but just looking and being right, this is going to stay in a straight line, because if you veer off either way, that's it.
It could be 20 meters longer.
Yes, yeah. It's definitely makes it trickier than being on a single track where it's this is where you need to be, and you don't have to worry about.
Yeah, I definitely think it's one to watch. Yeah. Kinloss might be up there with the big boys next year.
Could be a fun one for sure.
Devon and Cornwall, on the other hand, I think we'll just carry on whether you're watching it or not.
Just happy people. Okay, so let's have a quick look.
We've got our own mini at-large list. Because, bear with me, the season has now ticked over. We've got the UK team fully established. The at-large list doesn't exist. So we've made our own, because backyards are still happening. We've had 4 events in the country so far this season. And
3. Yeah, so we've got Golspie, we've got Gosfield, Kinloss, Devon and Cornwall.
Yeah, so between those 3, anyone that's gone more than 24 yards is now on our at-large list that we're just kind of hobbyist maintaining in the meantime until there's something more substantial. I don't think there's many names on there, but there's names. It's worth noting because
it's always fun, especially when you know that you may not stay on that at-large list for a while.
Yeah, it's
being able to see your name on the at-large list at the start of the season is always quite fun.
So congratulations to these 11 names who've made it. And looking at last season's at-large list where you needed 40 to even crack the bottom, it's like any of these 40 runners now, just boop,
already
straight to the top.
Yeah, but I mean, even Gosfield. The winner was from Belgium, so hence him not being on here. But yeah, even the top runner from Gosfield, it's 33 yards already. It's the top of the list. And we're 2 weeks into the season, the 2-year season. Yeah,
and 2 weeks time, this list is going to look entirely different.
Yes, yeah, because not only have you got the Cowshed, which always attracts big names. But you've also got the Four Nations happening at exactly the same time. And then Rasselbock as well, which tends to go between 36 and 42.
Yep.
So it could... It might sound like a bit of an overshot saying that all these people might not be on the list.
Enjoy it while you
in
can.
2 weeks' time. But it's entirely possible.
It's not impossible that 15 people will get 33 yards over the course of the next weekend.
Yeah, and then you got to look going ahead. You just got to wait till October. And then we're at the...
the UK team.
UK team.
And that'll obliterate the list again. Now people will be up at 70 and 80.
Hopefully. Fingers crossed.
Oh, potentially.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. Mike has asked, is there a list of bronze races for the new qualifying period? There is. It's currently in the Facebook group. So if you go to the featured posts, you should be able to see all the events over the next year. And it'll say bronze next to them. I know that on the website, the official listings have been tagged as bronze. So you'll be able to see them there. But the silver ones, I think there were 11 teams, 11 events signed up to be silver ticket events this year. So Laz is waiting for the team event to be out of the way, and then he's going to sit down and be like, okay, now let's work out the silvers.
But from what we know in the meantime,
all
it's published on the UK Backyard Ultra Facebook group.
Yes.
Which has now hit 1,500 members.
So, somehow.
There's a lot of people.
Yeah.
These backyards are blowing up. People are interested.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's in that group, and it's also if you go onto the races and search by UK runs, it should have the little bronze medal on all the bronze medal events. But I think out of the next 5 events, 4 of them are bronze medals.
Yes.
So you got Cowshed, Rasselbock.
Come on.
Manchester is not, and then we've got come on, brain.
I'm not jumping in on this.
Okay. There's another 2 after that.
But 4 out of the 5 are bronze. And it's something that we've been discussing quite lightly is why not make everything bronze?
Yeah.
Have that level of pedigree, the invite system to the silver.
Because
I think it'll be nice.
Essentially, the events and the race directors don't have to do anything extra if they're a bronze medal event.
No.
It's nothing that changes.
I don't see the
what they're
differentiation between a bronze event and a non-bronze event.
Yeah.
I'd feel, just make everyone bronze.
Yeah, if everyone's bronze, then it kind of everyone gets that extra chance. You know, it doesn't matter which event you're in. If you win it, you get that silver medal spot.
Yeah, but that's not our call to make. It's just
that's our personal thoughts.
We like being here.
We'll just keep talking, pretty much.
Yeah. Should we do Cowshed?
Should we do Cowshed, or should we have a look? Since we're talking about the bronze and silvers, we'll have a look at the timeline.
Let's do the schedule.
The schedule.
The schedule. This is Eric's much better at this than me because it wouldn't be like a lad's project or an idea if you could wrap your head around it really quickly. So Eric will pull up a graphic, the timeline. It works in 2-year alternating periods. I can briefly go over it. I'll let Eric just explain it because I'm not going to do it very well.
Yeah, you have to give me a moment to pull up the picture because my preparations are horrendous.
Yeah, this evening was a real struggle, but here we go.
All of a sudden it was 7:30. So hopefully you can see this. In fact, you know what? I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. I'll let Jonathan just vamp a little bit. His favourite thing to do.
Yeah, you'll see in the middle, in the bit labelled 2024, there's 2 black lines. We are at the left one, August the 10th-ish.
Okay.
The 16th is what I meant by that.
Oh, yes, as you can see, it is a slightly overlapping 2-year qualifying period. So if you want to... Let's concentrate on the team championships, the World Team Championships. Essentially, you've got 2 years to qualify for that. The first year of qualifications, you can only see bronze ticket events. The second year of qualifications, you will only see silver ticket events. Overall, sometimes you might see a bronze one in that second year. Depends on where the country is. But essentially, if you win a bronze medal event, you will automatically gain a place in a silver ticket event the year after. So it's kind of a way of these silver ticket events tend to sell out a lot quicker. So it's a way of getting you a little bit closer by winning a bronze ticket event, essentially.
Yeah, it secures your place. You're not going to lose out.
Yeah. So yeah, this 2-year period goes from middle of August to middle of August. and then you get your world national team in October. So right now we're between the end of qualifying and the World Team Championships, which are going to be the 19th of October this year.
And briefly just explain what that is with all the countries competing.
Okay, so essentially the World Team Championships, it's you'll get the top 15 runners of every single country that has backyards. So in the UK, you've got the winners of the silver ticket events, and you've also got the rest of the 15 will be made up of the best runs in backyards of that 2-year period. It was very complicated to try and work out.
But basically, all of the countries that collect a team kind of compete head to head.
Exactly. So the winner of each of those countries' team events will get a spot in Bigs over in America, and also with the World Team Championships, it doesn't matter where you're placed or how good you are. All the 15th ranked runners for every country will compete against each other. Every 14th ranked ones will compete against each other, and on top of that. I know it's Laz's brain, and on top of that, you have all of the yards that everyone on the team runs will be added together, and that will also make a leaderboard of all the countries in the world.
And that one's just for bragging rights,
and that's more for bragging rights, yeah. But yeah, it's there's a lot going on, and that's all you need. That's what you need to do to get into the World Team Championships. There is another way to get to Bigs if you want to get there, and you don't win a team championship event. You can run a really high yardage at a backyard.
Well, we're talking like 70 yards.
Yes, 70, 80 yards plus. And that's kind of like an overlapped 2-year period. So hopefully that graphic helps a little bit.
So we're, at the moment, right on the crossover where 1-2-year period is finished. We've collected our UK team, which will happen in about a month down at Thetford.
Yep.
And we're starting to collect data on the team for 2 years' time.
Correct.
Which is why we've made our own little at-large list.
Yes.
So we could have lost a lot of people there.
Yeah, I think that could have been... I actually think we managed to gain someone, so that's impressive. But hopefully that's helped a little bit. This image is in the group. It does... It makes it a little bit easier to kind of digest all the
it's worth
crossovers.
Taking a look in the UK Backyard Facebook group, because there's a lot of helpful people in there. If you don't get what's going on, I wouldn't blame you. Just put a comment.
Yeah. Okay, so that was
that was a rough explanation. I'm assuming the first of many.
Yep.
On what's going on with the qualifying periods, overlapping times of.
Yeah.
Cowshed.
Let's move on to Cowshed.
Cowshed. This is simple. It's just a backyard.
Wow, it's not that simple.
No, it's not even that simple.
It's not that simple.
We can't back up like that. Cowshed. 23rd of the cow.
The return of the cow. 21st of September.
October.
September. Yeah, we're in September, Jonathan. 21st of September. So a week on Saturday. It was rained off back in April.
Yes.
Really bad storms and rains.
Like it was properly rained off. Like the roads were underwater.
You couldn't even get up the bypass. It was that bad.
Which is why I'm saying the return of the cow. They cancelled. It's back now.
They cancelled the cow's back.
It has returned.
The return of the cow.
And they've also got the Four Nations.
Yes, so
which is a new thing to explain.
Yeah, so for all of those who haven't heard about the Four Nations, essentially it runs at the same time as a normal backyard. Every year when they do it, they kind of rotate between England, Ireland, Scotland, and Wales. Mm-hmm. So every year it's in a different location, and that's obviously the Four Nations that are taking part. Each of them submit a team to compete, and from what I know, I think it's 10 runners in each team.
At most. You can have less.
Yeah. So this is all run at exactly the same time as their normal backyard. And it's essentially, I think it's all of the yards that country runs, creates a number, and then all 4 countries try and outdo each other in terms of total number of yards. Maybe slightly wrong. But
most things we say are slightly wrong. We can pull up. We collected all the names of all the runners that are running for each of the 4 nations.
yeah.
And I think Scotland's the only one that's managed to fill up all 10 spots.
Yeah, I think some of the teams are struggling a little bit, simply due to the fact that it was back in April, and then
the big reschedule.
It was all rescheduled. All plans go out the window. But it's always really, really good fun to watch.
Yeah, I think despite the rescheduling, they have pulled in some big names, some solid backyarders.
Yeah, one of the things that I want to touch on briefly is the Scottish runners.
There's so many.
Not just the fact there's so many, but there's so many big, really good Scottish runners. Like if we go back to the list again, I see Mike Raffin, Julian Ian, Ross Beveridge is in there, and that's
Lucas Savolsky from Highlander. He was very good.
Yeah, I mean all of them are good runners, but just some of the names on that Scottish team. Like you look at the UK national team.
They're on that.
Yeah, for what, 3 weeks time?
Yeah, these are some of the best runners in the country.
Yeah,
like statistically, physically, in every way.
Yeah, but just the runners that are coming out of Scotland.
Yeah, they seem to
just
have,
the last year or two have just, I don't want to say appeared, but just like they made themselves known as such. But like you've got Karen as well. Karen Nicol.
Yeah.
She's on the team. Scottish amazing runner. So yeah, it's
shout out to Scotland, crushing it.
Yeah. Mike says the team is not up to date. It's a list for the previous date. Those names were taken from the sign-up list for the September event. So I don't know.
It's a list that we had access to.
Yeah,
we
that's coming from the September sign-up list.
Yeah.
So as far as we know, that
published,
is up to date. Might have changed. Well, obviously it has changed, but from what we know, that is where they're at.
Yeah.
So that's always going to be a good fun one to watch.
Yeah, we got the rock solid Scotland team, the England team. It's got some pretty good names. Paul Brunger, both the Parkins, Alan and George Parkin, father and son running powerhouse duo.
Yeah. Mike has said that he's not going anymore, which kind of makes sense seeing as he's on the UK national team. So yeah, we'll take that list with a pinch of salt. That's what was available to us at the time.
But from what we've seen there, I'd still say Scotland has the most accomplished and the biggest team.
Yeah.
So
they
have pole position for the 4 nations, and they're going to crush it.
We'll see what happens. Anything can happen with a backyard. Everyone knows that.
And I think they'll just be happy to kind of try out their event in the spring, because they're usually a spring event. Now they're getting the kind of end of summer, autumn turnover.
Yeah, so it's going to be something a little bit different.
They're going to get longer days, warmer temperatures.
Hopefully warmer.
Well, yeah, it's not quite.
I think we could definitely see some late 30 runners, so like 35 to 40. It is a very tradey course. Been told it can get very, very muddy. So it's depending on the weather, I think.
We have some very, very accomplished runners on quite a difficult route. But they're all very, very good at what they do.
Yeah, and we'll see how that all goes.
Yeah, so just to reiterate, the 4 nations, it's separate, it's independent from the overall backyard thing. But it's still fun and interesting and worth
so it's something a little bit different to kind of keep an eye on. That's Cowshed, essentially.
Cowshed is back.
Yeah.
We missed it.
We missed it, but it's back. Shall we move on to our special guest interview?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to leave you with all the technical stuff, because I need to go get the special guest for you.
Yes.
Okay. Hopefully,
it's very theatrical.
It is. Yeah, because nobody knows who this special guest is going to be. Definitely not anyone in this room. Can I have headphones?
We're going to be pivoting to the Rasselbock. There you go. The Rasselbock backyard, which is happening in just 11 days now. which is intimidating. Just getting on the call with our guest now. Here he is. Isn't that silly?
Well, I don't know. You have to press the button, Jonathan.
I've got you. I can see you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah. We pulled off technology. We could have done this face to face, but this is much more fun. So. Well, good. He's panicking now. If you can hear me, we only have 11 more days until the Rasselbock Backyard Ultra.
11 days. It is appearing very quickly.
Are you worried, panicked, nervous? Or have you just not thought about it yet?
Honestly, it's just excited. It's quite nice to be back again. We're quite lucky because we've got 2 a year. So we get to do this every 6 months. But yeah, it's always good fun. Always good fun to have it on.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Well, now that we've protested it's happening so
Now,
soon.
Are you going as well, Jonathan?
I think I'm going to be there. I'm not running.
Oh, nice.
But I'll be about.
Oh, excellent.
So like you say, we've got 2 of these every year. How would you compare them? Which one is kind of favoured for a bigger runner?
And it's like bigger runners in terms of like my size.
No, I've said that in a weird way.
Yeah. So I would say probably March. The March one is. It tends to go further. I don't know if it's been a. It's just odd one. September seems to go a little bit less, but the days are longer. It's warmer and just seems to be a bit more of a relaxed atmosphere. Whereas the March one is more, I think maybe because it's our first one, it tends to be much bigger. We get a lot more, as you say, bigger runners. You know, the runners who can go further distances tend to sign up for that. So that tends to go for a little bit further. But again, you don't know. Every backyard, anything could happen. So we could get 2 weeks' time and we end up going further than we did back in March.
Anything can happen. I think we have a lot of first-time backyarders, so we're expanding kind of the scope. Who's coming? Lots of new eyes.
Yeah, I think we've got about 60% of the runners. 71% of the runners this year are first-time backyarders, which is a good one to have.
Yeah, I mean we could start fostering some new talent.
Yeah, well, you never know who's going to turn up, especially when you're looking at the start list and you're seeing, obviously, all these new names, and then you just don't know who's going to pull a 40-yarder out the bag.
Yeah, and they go, this is my jam. I'm a day in.
Yeah.
Oh, we've nailed it. So this is the 3rd Rasselbock Backyard Ultra.
Yeah.
We managed to get the foot in the door kind of before they exploded up and down the country. But why backyards? What was it about the format of the backyard that made you go, I want to do that? I'm not going to do a point-to-point. I'm not doing marathons. I want to do a backyard.
I think it's just because it was so different. Those who know Rasselbock know that most of our events tend to be looped events anyway. So they're kind of like 6 hours or 12-hour looped events. So it kind of fitted in quite well with the normal kind of things that we do. So it kind of just makes sense if we were going to do something big and crazy, that a looped event would be it. So yeah, it was quite nice to. Obviously, we knew about backyards for quite a while, but once COVID shifted, it was like right now it's the time. Now we can get our chance to put one on. And it's just exciting. Every single event is different. You never know what's going to happen. Not just in terms of length, but things that happen during the event. So it's just exciting. Every single one is different, and you just get to see all these runners of all different abilities being at the same time.
That's one of my favourite things. It's an ultra where you don't have to be a fast runner. You just need to stay awake.
Exactly.
You just need to be able to do what's asked of you over and over again, and it opens up the door for slower runners, but more consistent runners that can plan well. It's just a different skill set. It's not just run quick.
Yeah.
And I really appreciate that. It's such a different take on ultra running. So let's put on our self-congratulate Ori promotion hats. Pretend I'm
Okay.
a runner,
Yep.
and I'm thinking I want to do a backyard ultra. Why would I come to Rasselbock?
Wow. So
Come on,
a
let's...
big loaded question. I mean, there are lots of really good backyards all over the country. Personally, I'm going to say, obviously, going to say Rasselbock is the best. Of course, I am. But yeah, for me, it's the location. Being in Sherwood Pines, it's our home ground. Getting to run through the middle of a forest in the middle of the night, and just have like 150 head torches just weaving in between all the trees.
That's pretty
And
slick.
yeah, and then just like the silence of just being in the middle of a forest where you're not got any vehicles around for God knows how far, and just that silence in the middle of the night, in the middle of the forest, and it's just runners, fast runners, slow runners. It's something magical being there, and then even just during the day, just the atmosphere. We have obviously our food and coffee vans as well. We've got a courtyard with games. We have some music on as well. We try to make it more of a, I don't want to use the word festival feel because it's not, but kind of like even for the crew and the family and the supporters, there's still something there for them to kind of be around and enjoy.
Yeah, that's cool. Alright, me as a runner, I'm sold. I love it.
You're not allowed to run. You've got to organise it, Jonathan.
Yeah, I've got work to do. So we're always working on spicing up future events. When are we going to be hearing about next year's autumn? What are the plans for getting the next one up and running?
So the next one should be launched, fingers crossed, about 2 or 3 days after this backyard. But we may be having a slight change of venue. Not that there's anything wrong with Sherwood Pines, as I've mentioned already. I absolutely love it there, but it's nice to keep things fresh. So we'll be keeping our March date at Sherwood Pines, but hopefully, fingers crossed, September we'll be moving to a place called Hardwick Hall. It's in Derbyshire, not that far from Sherwood Pines, but it's a big, old, stately home. It's got loads of big gardens and farmland around it. You get views out over the local area and the peaks, and it's a beautiful place. So we're currently in talks with Hardwick Hall, and we should know within a week or two if that's going ahead. But if that does, that's going to be very, very exciting. A big National Trust site, and yeah, just mixes things up a little bit. So we'll have Sherwood Pines and a new venue. Fingers crossed.
Well, that's exciting. I didn't know we were going to name names. So there's news, there's bombs.
Okay.
Bombshells.
But it's worth pointing out it's not confirmed yet, but it is kind of like it's 90% there.
Yeah, okay, we'll keep things fresh. Don't forget, if you are wanting to ask Eric questions, put them in the chat. I'll get to them in a minute.
I guess it was a bit weird asking me questions from the other room.
Yeah, it was theatrical and silly, but now it's just silly. So back to Sherwood Pines. I know it's a working forest, which means they grow trees for lumber, then they chop them down and sell them. I've heard rumours, by working in Rasselbock, that they might be chopping down a bit of the root. Can you tell us more on that? Shed a bit of light?
Yeah, so there's part of the route, those who've run it before, or even any of our 6-hour events, there's a bit known as a wiggles, where you just keep going. It's basically just like a slalom through some trees for about 150 meters. All that section they are taking down for lumber at some point at the start of next year. So this might be the last chance that we get to use the wiggles.
Which is such a shame.
It's just a shame because it's such a nice part of the course. But at the end of the day, it's a working forest. You've got to work around them. But whatever happens, if we do end up having to move routes, we will be going and finding a bit that is, I don't want to say as good, but definitely better.
Yeah. But not as good, but better.
Yeah, not as good, but no, yeah, you know what I mean.
My next question was going to be any features on the route, any highlights, any favourite parts. But now I've got a feeling that it's going to be the bit that's getting chopped down, the wiggles.
Yeah.
probably.
Yeah. So if you want to come see the Wiggles, then September is the time to do it.
Brilliant. Well, I think that wraps up the interview. I've run out
Okay,
of questions. Do you want to pop back through? We'll take the live stream seriously.
All right, you can press the button, and I'll be
Okay.
back in a minute.
Lovely.
Nice to talk to you.
Yeah. Okay. See you soon. Right. Okay. All right, come and save the day.
Oh, fancy seeing you here.
I can't believe you left me to do the interview all by myself.
I know. Wow. How did it go?
It was dull. We lost viewers.
Oh wait, we did as well.
Yeah. Alright, we're not going to do bits anymore. Alright, you're going to have to fix the stream as well.
Okay. Give him one job. There we go. All right. So.
Should we actually talk about the Rasselbock event properly?
Yes. Yeah.
We had a lot of fun. Right, yeah. Initial caveat that we should have covered initially. We are Rasselbock running. We're going to be looking on this event very favourably. We got a big bias.
Yeah.
We'll try and be as professional as possible, but we are very excited about this upcoming event.
Always excited for it.
Yeah, we do know a lot of behind the scenes stuff, so we've got juicy details to spread. So we might spend a lot of time on Rasselbock, but we. Do we apologise? It's our street.
Yeah, so yeah, we're looking forward to it, but yeah, bear in mind,
it's our
ours.
baby.
Yeah,
So.
we're going to be pushing it.
Yeah, we're always putting in.
Other backyards are freely available.
Yeah,
Yeah.
as is ours. And we're always just putting 120% into these backyards.
So
every time we want more and more stuff and ideas.
Yeah, so we've got a few new things this year. We've got a coffee van that's going to be there for the full weekend, which is definitely needed. We've got a big courtyard. We've got some almost not festival games, but kind of garden party games.
Yeah, we're going to be playing cornhole.
Yeah, cornhole, giant Jenga, all those kind of things.
Yeah, just benches, tables, food, drink, lights.
Yeah, so we're not trying to get people to stop running. We're trying to get people who aren't running to stay there.
Yeah, and just kind of bring up the level of energy for the runners.
Yeah, so that's going to be really good fun. I'm really looking forward to that.
The podcast area is going to be there as well. We're going to be live from Sherwood Pines. We're going to have the sofas set up, and people are just going to be able to walk by, jump in. Anyone that finishes their run, they can jump in, have an interview, and we're going to have all of that out on the stream. Yeah. And that's going to be awesome.
Yeah, so we'll have our normal live streaming with, I think we've got 3 or 4 cameras around the HQ and kind of looking down into the forest. And yeah, like Jonathan said, the podcast area, it's just going to be a nice corner of the tent with a camera, and then in between...
in the downtime, anyone's going to be free to just wander in, come and have a chat, jump on the live stream.
Yeah,
and the live stream at the events is always a lot of fun.
Yeah, and they can interact with the people watching as well. So any questions or anything like that.
Yeah, we're gonna have a lot of TV there with the chat on it.
Yeah,
I can't wait. I'm
no, it's gonna be really good fun. Really looking forward to it.
So we're looking at about 150 sign-ups.
Yeah, just over 150 sign-ups so far.
Like we said earlier, a lot of first-time backyarders.
Yeah, I think it's just over 70% of them are first-time backyarders, which is good fun.
I think when people sign up, we ask them for how many yards they're wanting to achieve, what their kind of goal is or what they expect. And that number seems to top out kind of between 35 and 40. Anything can happen on the day, but we're looking at, I think, a 35-hour event.
I think mid-30s is kind of what I'm expecting.
Yeah.
But again, you never know.
I'm kind of expecting Cowshed to beat us.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Just with the calibre of runners that they've got there, with it being the 4 nations.
We like to be the best and have the big numbers, but we'll just have to put on a really good show.
No, I mean, at the end of the day, as long as people have fun and enjoy themselves, doesn't matter how far it goes on for.
Yeah.
For me, it's as long as people enjoy it and are happy. If we get big numbers, great. If not, as long as people are happy. Yeah. So yeah, it's looking good.
Who have we got in terms of in terms of notable names? Who have we got to say
We
they
have-
might get 35?
We
or
have
so?
got Richard Thompson, so he was a winner of a first one.
Yep. Very good one.
Keith Burge, who was with us this March just gone.
Mhm.
And then Gav King and Vic Owens are back again. Vic is probably number 10 of her backyards for the year, 10 or 11,
Ish.
because she's mad. So yeah, they're probably the 4 to watch. But again, any of these new runners could come along.
Yeah,
and
when
just
we've
be
got
like,
such a field of new runners, it only takes 1 or 2 to
yeah,
really crush it, and there we go.
yeah.
So, Rasselbock, that's
That's it. That's enough blowing our own horn.
yeah,
We'll do that again on the next live stream.
yeah. I think next time we'll have a big dig into the names at who we've got at the Four Nations Cowshed,
yeah.
who we've got
So
at
we're going to
Rasselbock.
have Mark on, who's the race director from Cowshed. He's going to be joining us on, I think it was Wednesday next week.
Yeah, well, we'll aim for Wednesday,
Yes.
but our aim is sometimes bad.
Yeah, well, we've got Mark booked in this time, so you're not going to have to listen to Jonathan interview me again. We'll get to interview Mark instead. Yeah, so we'll be back next Wednesday, 7:30. That is confirmed, I promise. And yeah, unless anyone's got any questions, I'd say
Move on.
we've pretty much got everything sorted.
I was thinking when we were going through the names then, if we've got Keith Burge, Richard Thompson, up at Cowshed they've got both the Bethunes. Mike Raffin's not going to be there, but a good chunk of the current at-large list is going to be running next weekend, and that's exciting.
But also, you got to think: are those people who are going to go run there? Are they going to be holding back slightly so that they don't exhaust themselves?
It's entirely
already?
possible,
Yeah.
but it might also be like, I want to practice yard 30 through to yard 35.
Yeah, true.
So we don't know.
Yeah. I mean, we can just have a very quick look at what is now the confirmed. Oh, that's not it.
But we do have a confirmed UK team list. Lindley from Suffolk, he's released the full thing, and he's got it on his website. He's got a little kind of like a bio for each runner, with their achievements, their accomplishments, and links and stuff. That's worth checking out. I think we've got a link for it that we put in chat, but Eric's using the computer at the moment.
It's not working, but
It's findable.
It's findable, yes,
the thing.
yeah.
The UK at-large list, it's there. We've got a good team.
yeah. But we'll go into it fully and like dig deep into all the runners
Yeah.
again. Close to the time, we're going to try and get Lindley on for a chat. Have a talk through what kind of he expects to happen over.
I don't
it.
think he knows it's coming.
He
up,
doesn't know
but
it
we
yet.
want to invite him on anyway.
It'll probably knowing our great organisational skills. It will end up being we'll ask him like the day
I thought
before.
you were going to invite Lindley on.
No, it was you. But yes, so yeah, that is that. So yeah, we will see you next Wednesday.
Yeah, we've covered it all. We've
Covered it all.
done the stream.
Well, thank you for joining in, and yeah, we will see you in a week and a bit's time.
Lovely.
All right, toodles.
Thank you, everyone.